Well, I'm in the kitchen doing my soup thing. I just have a whole menagerie of stuff. I'm going to make hamburger soup, stew. Probably even more like stew. I don't know. I don't really know what I'm going to end up with. But I'm going to start off with, okay, here's what I have on the table. I got hamburger, about 1.5 pounds. Got some diced tomatoes. Got some tomato juice. 3 cans of beef broth. A thing of tomato sauce. I have another one over there in case I want to make it thicker, because that'll thicken up my soup. Some potatoes, onions, carrots, cabbage, turnips. I just got back from the store from buying those. Got some mixed vegetables, minced garlic, which I'm going to put in with the hamburger when I fry it down, and some beef flavoring soup base if I have to make more liquid for the soup pot. Good gracious! But first I'm going to start off with cleaning and dicing my onions and frying them down with my hamburger with a little minced garlic. I want to fry that down really on low and slow, so that way while that's cooking, I'm going to play with the rest of the vegetables. I want to put these back in the freezer for now. Alright, that's what I'm working with. Okay, got the onions, minced garlic, and hamburger. I'm getting ready to mix this all together really well. I have it up almost, I have it pretty high right now. I'm going to mix it all up and then turn it down to low. That way it'll give me time to work on my vegetables. Here we go. I missed the button. Dang it! I hate when that happens. Let's try this again. Here we go. I like this video light. Nice. I peeled and chopped up my 4 little turnips. I did 1 celery heart. I have 1 putting back in the fridge. I did about 5 large carrots. If I feel like I want to put more in there, I have some left. But now it's on to cutting up cabbage and peeling potatoes. Okay, I peeled 1, 2, 3, 4, like 8, 10 potatoes, I think. Then I'm going to chunk up. There's my head of cabbage. I have a couple, I think 3 bay leaves. Crap on my hands. There's my other vegetables. I just cranked up my hamburger to get it done, and then I'm going to use a slotted spoon to put it in my pot and try not to put any grease in my pot. So we'll be back when I do that. I got the hamburger and onions in my pot. I'm doing it as a table, then I'll put it on the stove. Then I got, there's my turnips and carrots and celery. There are my bay leaves. Now I gotta chunk up my potatoes. I gotta grab the vegetables out of the freezer, and we'll be back. Alright, I got the potatoes chopped in there and the mixed vegetables. I've not put any cabbage in yet because I want to put the liquid in to see how much it fills up my pot. First, we're going to put in a can of petite diced tomatoes, a can of beef broth. That sounds lovely. Another can of beef broth. This is going to be a huge pot of soup, but we like a vegetable soup. A can of, how big is this can of tomato juice? This is a 46-ounce can of tomato juice. Let me stir this all together and see what I'm dealing with. Oh, hang on. I'm going to put in 1 thing of this tomato paste, not tomato paste, tomato sauce, to thicken it up more like a stew, if I can get it to come out of here. There we go. That was only like 69 cents at Bailey's yesterday, so I figured I'm going to make it into a stew and not a brothy soup. Now let's see if I can get some cabbage down in there. I just added that 3rd can of beef broth, and now I'm going to stir in some cabbage and then carry this to the stove, and it probably weighs 50 pounds by now. So one thing about cabbage, it'll cook down too. You know, it'll cook down. So Gotta get that stirred in, and then we're gonna put it on to cook for hours. I only ended up using about half that head of cabbage. I will show you my pot of soup. Ta-da! It is full. The big pot. I just turned it on to cook. So I gotta put a lid on it. This pot here, the lid broke, so we have to always find one that kind of fits, but kind of doesn't fit. Yeah. All right. Soup's on. Here we are. Let's stir and see how it's looking. The potatoes are tender now, and so are the carrots. So everything's pretty much well cooked. We're just waiting for Dad to get home, which should be pretty soon. There's one. Oh, I think he might be home now because Heidi's starting to jump around in there. But soup. There's one of the bay leaves. Let's keep that in there. Let the bay leaf cook. So we'll get the Humber to taste test it here in a little bit. This will be our ladle, the cute little ladle. Who I did not purchase this ladle. The Humber bought it. He bought a cute little ladle to use. I think he got it because he got it for $1 somewhere, but I think it's cute. We're just waiting for him to get here so we can have some soup. My ladles us up some soup to cool. Now, if you want a more brothy soup without as much tomato, you can leave out the tomato juice and just use, not juice, tomato sauce, and just use all broth. But I wanted more of a stew consistency. But we're letting it cool so we don't burn our lips. The Humper's home. He's changing the garbage. These are our soup bowls, our brown bowls. We'll be back when we taste it. Okay, try it and tell me how it is. Burn your lips off.
Very good.
Is it good?
Very good.
I haven't tried it yet. I will taste it. Let's try it.
I'll give you an A+.
A+? Mm. Me. It's really hot, people. It is pretty tasty. I'm going to enjoy my soup. We filled up this crock pot with soup because we're going to go share it with all the card players tonight. And Dad gave me an A+.
Very, very, very good.
And we have these 3 here for the house, so we can eat soup for the next couple days. So, yay! Dad's like, you better remember how you made it. It tastes kind of like the soup you make, only with hamburger instead of your stew meat.
It's just the same thing, just like hamburger soup.
Yeah. Okay. Goodbye.